Representative Tim Burchett was denied access to apparently a really juicy UFO video. Meanwhile, Sean Kirkpatrick is denying everything. So let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, in the press conference just a day or two ago, Tim Burchett was talking about the struggles he and the others had been having getting witnesses to come forward and testify in an open hearing. That the Pentagon was openly blocking them and preventing witnesses from coming forward. The NASA was pulling out. There's a lot of shenanigans going on behind the scenes trying to inhibit this hearing and try to apparently minimize it, which is, very unfortunate. At least we have David Grush coming forward, and I'm glad that Commander Fravor and Ryan Graves, their stories will get more play because they really deserve it. But meanwhile, Tim is knowledgeable about a particular UFO video, and let's just see what he has to say about it.
I was denied footage, we were told there was going to be footage and a secure briefing, and that was very clear that it actually it was undeniable what it was, and you could actually see the structure up close, and then when we got there, we were denied that, and then they brought in the pilots, and they, and you could tell the spooks in the room, the CIA or whoever they were very nervous over what they were saying to us, and I felt like maybe they were suppressed over what they could speak, and so that's the kind of thing we're up against.
I know what footage you were denied. And it does exist.
Yeah, well, I would like to maybe you and I could get together, and I could specifically target some areas of our government where I can do that. And the beauty of Congress is we're the checkbook of government, and we start pushing that. We start closing off the piggy bank, and they'll come to the table. At what point, I don't know, but let's push that envelope. I'd be all about that, Jeremy.
Great point. Do they really need Congress's money? Well, I'm sure they do. I'm sure the control group has been siphoning off billions or trillions of dollars over the years. It does seem like they have some alternate sources of funding if the various stories coming out are true about them potentially running guns and drugs and even human trafficking potentially. It is crazy that the sorts of things that may be going on behind the scenes, very shady stuff. But I do think that, surely they don't get all of their money through the black market. They have to be siphoning off quite a substantial sum from the government. But getting back to the video that he was denied, I love it that Jeremy Corbell is knowledgeable about this video too, and it makes perfect sense because he seems to have a close connection with Chris Mellon, who apparently gave him several of the photos and videos that he has released. And these were part, it's my understanding that these were part of briefing material that was not used ultimately in the briefing, but Chris Mellon had access to it because it was going to be briefing material, and he gave it to Jeremy Corbell to release. And Chris has likely seen the footage that Tim is talking about and passed this information on to Jeremy. At least, that's my guess. But yeah, I love that they're collaborating about ways to get access to this footage. So I hope that happens. But end of the day, this is yet one more story about government interference in UFO disclosure. Meanwhile, of course, we have Sean Kirkpatrick making the rounds again, denying everything.
You can say categorically you've seen no convincing, confirmable evidence of intact spacecraft kept by the U.S. government?
No. I have seen nothing that leads me to that conclusion.
Is it possible there is some secret program that you're just not aware of?
I don't think so. I have access to anything and everything I need.
Why do you think these whistleblowers are coming forward?
Well, one, I think the recent law, which extended whistleblower protections to them and named AARO as the authorized disclosure authority, opens the door for them to come and tell us exactly what they think they saw or know about.
You believe them?
I believe that they believe what they're telling me, and my job is it's not a question of belief, right? It's a question of what can I go research.
Yeah, so there you go. The lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick saying it's all BS. I believe that they believe it. Yeah, well, David Grush had to go around Sean Kirkpatrick to get any of this out. He actually had to go to the Inspector General of the Pentagon, who has become a staunch ally of David Grush. So AARO and Sean Kirkpatrick have been no help in any of this, and in fact, people are having to go around them to get anything done. The new law might actually compel whistleblowers to go through AARO, which is very unfortunate if that is what comes to pass. That means nobody will be able to circumvent Sean Kirkpatrick to go to the IG or any other authority. So, which of course is what Sean wants. It's what the cover-up wants. It's what the control group wants. So that begs the question, was that language inserted into the legislation intentionally to continue the cover-up? Which Congress people are compromised, as Tim Burchett has said, in that, if that is the case? Or are they doing this unthinkingly, unknowingly, that AARO is part of the cover-up? Well, I don't think that Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene is part of the cover-up. She sits on the Oversight Committee, and she has actually rejected the idea of aliens from space. I'm a Christian, she says, and I believe the Bible. I think that, to me, honestly, I've looked into it, and I think we have to question if it's more of the spiritual, angels or fallen angels. So this article is saying this in a very dismissive way, and I don't think that aliens are angels or demons. However, there is a huge metaphysical element to this, and a lot of these beings are not simply aliens in the way that a lot of people imagine. That is non-humans from a different planet in our reality, or just our galaxy. But a lot of these seem to be coming from elsewhere, and I mean a different dimension, a different reality. People that are abducted say they are taken to a deeper level of reality. Many of them go to some of these dimensions and have fantastic experiences and are coming back to report on it. So I don't think the beings are literally angels or demons, but some are higher beings, or whatever you want to call them, beings from a different vibrational state, a different dimension, whatever they are, metaphysical, spiritual beings, if you will. And so there is that element to it, although, not literally Christian angels or demons in my view. But I did want to give her comments as a complete 180 from Sean Kirkpatrick. None of it exists. To her, it exists, but it's angels and demons. And then, of course, we have David Grush and Ross Coulthart saying, well, whatever the case may be, we've got the ships. But Sean Kirkpatrick says there's no ships. There's zero ships. There's zero intact ships. He has seen zero evidence of it. Meanwhile, we have Representative Tim Burchett saying, actually, there was a video of a UFO, a close-up video of this thing where you can see its structure, whatever that means exactly. And it's a video that Jeremy Corbell is aware of, and might even help Tim Burchett get access to. Who knows? We'll see. At least point him in the right direction. And this video has been withheld from Tim Burchett, who actually went to a meeting in part to see this video. And at the last second, it was held back from him. That is very interesting and definitely suggests the cover-up is very powerful if they can withhold stuff from sitting congresspeople. I would love to hear what Sean Kirkpatrick has to say about that. So let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. There's plenty of other videos to check out on the channel. And if you wanted to support the channel in a bigger way, consider becoming a channel member. Again, link in the description. I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road signing out.